Big up Therapy Army. Let's be having you, Therapy Army. Let's be having you. Let's be having you, Therapy Army. Big up to everybody, man. Smash a like on the video, people. Subscribe to the channel if you're not already subscribed, man. Big up Hector says, whatever happened to blaming Ten Hag again? Whatever happened, I'm blaming Ten Hag again. Hector then says, Ten Hag needs to go back to school and get a doctor's degree because he's causing all the injuries. Wow, wow. What happened to all the money the Glazers bagged for selling 24.7%, asking for a friend, 700 million in debt, and not begging for players and sacking staff. Jim the Rat acting like vegan. Ras. Man's acting like vegan and slot ball cooking. Yo. Never doubted it, people. Never doubted it. The Premier League's a different kettle of fish, though. He can do what he wants in pre-season, but we'll see. We will see what's happening with Liverpool in the new season. We'll see. We ain't worried about that, people. We ain't worried about that. We ain't worried about that, man. We ain't worried about that, people. It's gonna send Saeed the link. Big up, man. Big up, people. Big up, man. Big up games, man. Big up the Giant games, man. Big up. Big up, man, like Jarvis in the house.
Hey, people. Big up.
Big up. Big up, man. Big up everybody, man. Yeah, man. Arne Slot's cooking, man. Listen, I'm not going to lie to you, bro. I rate him as a coach. Big up to Nurabeats, the man who does all the graphics and everything, man. Thumbnails. Big up to Nurabeats, man. Make sure you check him out all across all socials, man. But yeah, listen, I know he's a good coach, Arne Slot. I know Liverpool. You've got the players. You've got players. So big it up and make sure it's going to be very interesting. It's just that he's not experienced the Premier League, and the Premier League's tough, different kind of level. But one thing I know about Arne Slot, he will die by his principles and the way of playing. He will not change, man. Even if Liverpool start losing, he will keep to it. Nora, what are you going to play 3 times in a week again? Your heart can't take it. Oh, man. Now, man, I ain't doing no Europa League games, innit? I'm going to give Jarvis the luck. And if he wants to talk about the Europa League, he can do it. Jarvis can do a Europa League.
Europa League special with Jarvis Cocker. Yeah.
There you go. I'm serious, Jarvis. You can do it, man. You can do it if you want to do it.
Well, I like to analyze games. So doing a post-match show, that's the best thing I can do. You know, that's what I like. Talking about tactics.
This is it. Slot will be the downfall of Ten Hag. He's not bought anyone major, but Ten Hag is hitting 600 million. Ratatas. Big up Tommy Boy. Tommy Boy is in the house, people. Tommy, Tom. Mr. 007, where are we? Where are we, Tom?
Big up.
Where are we?
Canary Wharf.
Hey, Canary is having a bit of Canary Wharf. He's in the capital. 007. Is he on a Stella or is he nursing a JD and a Coke, mate? Or is he a Stella? Is he part of the Stella Trois? We're just talking about the Stella crew in Saeed.
Stella crew.
Yeah, Stella crew. Strictly Stella.
Nah, we're in the water.
We're on the water.
Hydration.
Hydration, mate. Highly flavored, hydration, man. Big up Nick, man, UFC TV realist. TV says, big up from bed, Thailand, sleeping while listening. One love, Dino Jarvis, Tom. Yo, big up.
Big up, Mick.
Big up, Mick, man. Make sure you check out Man UFC Realist TV. Make sure you check out on the Monday Jarvis Corner, but check out all the content on there, man. Go and subscribe, like the videos, interact. I don't know if the channel is still shadow banned, but yeah. I don't know if it's still shadow banned, but we are shadow banned on here, you know what I mean? It is what it is. But we got a great show for you tonight. Hopefully Saeed's going to jump on as well in a minute and do a bit of show for you people. So we'll see. But big up, people. Let's have a look. Let's have a look, people. I've got my theory. People are saying, yo, this is what's happening. This is what's happening, yeah? So first of all, let's get into it. Scott McTOMINAY. Really, is Scott McTOMINAY really leaving? Is he? Because I don't believe it. I'm telling you now, I genuinely don't believe it. I'll go to you first, Jarvis. Jarvis, Is these rumours true? Is Scott McTominay leaving Manchester United?
Well, I heard there's been a couple of bids for him now. Galatasaray is in the race, but apparently they're trying to lowball us. I think it's 17 million or something like that. We want 35 million for Scott. I don't think it will go to Galatasaray, but he might go to. Is it Fulham that's after him now?
Yeah,
Fulham.
Yeah. I think Fulham will be a perfect club for McTominay. I think he will be spot on. He will fill in the Paulinho role, in my opinion, and I think he will do well.
Yeah, man. Big up, Mick. Mick, you need to tell me how I get out of jail, man. They put me in YouTube jail, man. UFC realizes that now we're out of the shadow problem solved. Nura heading for 40k subs. But big up, Mick, man. Man, UFC the realist.
Big up, man.
Big up, man. Listen, big up to everybody in the chat, man. Smash a like on the video, subscribe to the channel if you're not already subscribed, innit? We're battling because we shout against the genocide, innit? We shout against hatred. But that's how it is, man. That's how it is. But big up to everybody. Saeed, genuinely, and Tom, I personally do not believe it. It's like I always say to you guys, I don't believe anybody signing for Manchester United until they're holding up the shirt.
Yeah.
Scott McTominay, you times that by 1 billion, and I still don't believe. I'll have to literally see Scott McTominay in the other kit training with the other team for me to believe that.
Oh, come on, Dino. Come on, Dino. We all know.
I swear to God,
You won't have it.
we're going to call it McTominay Arena, mate. The McTominay Arena. Because my guy, I've never seen a player that is backed by a club like Scott McTominay is, man. I'm telling you. Fergie, man. Fergie in the background pulling the strings, man. You know what I mean? Jose inventing a trophy for him. Jose, when it went down to Arndale, you know, in Manchester, bought a trophy.
What, went to memorabilia, yeah?
Oh.
Went shopping for a trophy, mate. I'm going to give her. He was like, it's about this thing. I was like, Scott McTominay, like, what was that trophy for? Just for being Scott McTominay. So I genuinely do not believe Scott McTominay is leaving. But what hurts me is that we've had it last season. We said no, 35 million. Was it West Ham? Was it Fulham actually came through?
Yeah.
I think it was 20 last season. I don't think it was 35.
But anyway, I find it really interesting. But Saeed, actually, Tom, I go to Tom first. Tom, do you genuinely believe he's leaving?
Scott McTominay. Do I think he's going to leave? No. But if somebody pays what we want, then he will leave because they'll force him out the door. That's what I think. They're doing it right now to Wan-Bissaka. Wan-Bissaka, fair enough, guys. He's comfortable at United. He's on a decent wage. He's got 12 months left. He's in an all right position. He won't struggle to get another club. McTominay's the same, guys. He's got a couple of years on the books still. He's on a decent wage. Another club will always take him in the Premier League. They will, because of the threat that he can pose from set pieces and actual in-game play, making the late runs into the boxes. Clubs will take a risk on him, guys. And at the end of the day, I agree with Jarvis. I think Fulham's a decent club for him, to be fair. I can see him working with within that system with Marco Silva at Fulham and the way that they play. The set pieces, from what we saw anyway before when they had players like Tosin and Paulinho, Mitrovic, he does fit that sort of profile of a box-to-box kind of player that he would want. So it probably fits the bill for what they want. But I'm not going to sit here and say, I'm going to sit here and say it for what it is, guys. Unless you're going to pay us the money that we fucking want, I'm not interested. And that's the way that I hope Manchester United are going to stick by it. We aren't just going to be forced into selling players just for the sake of getting rid of them. I want to get some value for some players. And McTominay, the one thing that I'll say with us is if we stick by the price tag, guys, I don't mind when we're doing it for players who have come through the academy if we stick with a price tag, because it means more if we sell them on because of FFP. Because McTominay cost us zilch, nothing. So on FFP, if you get 35 million, it rolls up straight onto your books, 35 million. So for me, I hope he does go. And for his own sake, if we do bring in a couple more midfielders, he's just going to flop further down the pecking order anyway. So for his career, for Manchester United, And for also the finances of the football club, I think it all fits for him to move on, personally.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah, I agree.
Dino, you're on mute, mate.
Saeed,
You already got me.
Listen, Saeed's been on tour. I'm going back to Cali. Saeed's been on biggie small settings, man. Saeed's
Come
been
on.
oh, man. Saeed's been starting in the movies, people. Coming out, Big Six,
Come
the
on.
movie, on tour, you know what I mean? Coming out next week. But Saeed, people want to really know, man, what happened at the airport, you know what I mean?
Yeah, no, airport
Joking
crazy,
aside,
man.
Listen, Saeed, joking aside, yeah, what happened, right? This is exclusive, people. Interview on the situation.
We got interrogated.
Bro,
Man.
Saeed, lay out the scene, bro. Lay it out. Tell us the story.
Bro, man.
You
It's just,
land,
yo.
you're at the airport, then what happens?
Yeah, the airport, then you call your name, Saeed Hussein, come forward. You know what I'm saying? So I'm thinking it's a joke. Then it's actually real. Then they're like, yo, come forward. Then you get interrogated in one room. Then you go to another room. You get interrogated over there. And it's, yo, man, it was crazy, man. Altogether, I think it took like 20 minutes, the ordeal. But yo, man, when they say, because people warned me, said, yo, Saeed, when you go over there, them, man, the customs, they don't mess around, you know, man. And them, man, didn't mess around, I tell you that, man. They were like, yo, what are you doing here, man? What are you doing
Saeed,
here?
remember who warned you? Who warned you? Who was one of the people who warned
You did warn me,
What
yeah.
did I say to you? Tell the people
Yeah.
what I said to you.
Gotta
I
be
said to
careful,
you,
man.
Be careful.
Yeah. It's crazy out there, man. It's a different world out there, man. America's a different world, man. It's crazy out
I
there.
bet when you went to Kenya, you had no problems.
No
Zero
problems at all, man. I went through the airport in like 10 minutes. Do you know what I mean? They were like, yo, you're good. You're good round here, man. Yeah, I mean, but obviously, things just, you know, it took a back.
Saeed must be the surname fella.
Yeah, it is. That's what they're saying. They say Saddam Hussein. You know what I mean? They're like, yo, you know what I mean? They thought you Saddam Hussein.
Yo,
linked
they
with
thought you was Saddam Jr., man.
Yo,
Mr. Hussein, man. Saeed, seriously, what was your face saying? And then they took you. So they took you to some corner, some guy here. What was he asking you? The same question.
same question, man. Yeah, I mean, just bare question. What's going on? What are you doing here? Who are you
And
coming
they're
to
like,
see?
yo, do you know the Big Six? You just said, get the YouTube up. And
Yeah,
he
they
told
were
me
like,
that
yo,
he
get the
didn't have any
YouTube up. I
internet.
had no internet. Then they were like, oh, okay, cool. It was honestly, it was bad, bro. Like getting in. But then luckily, when I was getting out, I had no issues, man. It was just getting in. When you get into a country, it's always the same thing, man. So boy, it ain't easy, man. It ain't easy at all, man. It's crazy out there in America. Crazy.
Yo, trust me, Saeed, that's why me coming, I have to write to the American, if you know, you know, innit? Those who close to me know, innit? I have to write a letter to the American embassy, man, to go, listen, this is who I am. Is it worth me taking the risk, or am I going to be put? That's usually what they do, Saeed. They put people back in the fight. I'm like, what?
Facts. You know what I mean?
Yo,
So it was.
Saeed,
You know,
who was with you? Who was with you in the airport?
everyone, the Big Six, but obviously Turkish. I wouldn't pull Turkish aside, but he said to us, call someone, innit? Call someone to help you out. So I called Turkish, but yeah, that shit was crazy, man. That shit weren't easy.
Tell the truth, but they're winding you up when they're laughing, Toby and the rest.
No, they weren't, because obviously, them man, they were like, yo,
it was serious.
it was serious. There weren't no laughing going on. Obviously, after that, when we kind of all finished, it was like, yo, like, right, go on. You know what I mean? Like, I was like, yo, what, go on.
When I picked that title, guys, you do not know what happened. I was like, yeah.
Check it out, man. Check it out, people, man. You know what I'm saying?
Watch the video, yo, people. Saeed's done some of the best vlogs, man. I swear to God.
Yeah, nah, figure
Some
man.
of the funniest vlogs ever, yo. If you've been keeping it up, man. I've
Bro,
been like,
it's been crazy.
People, but I've been sharing it, man, on Twitter. I've been like direct messaging people about it. But yeah, honestly, the Somali Phelps, that was my favorite as well.
Somali Phelps, bro.
You know what? When Saeed went for he went for the Hollywood Hills. They stopped him from going to the Hollywood sign.
Hollywood sign, brother. You know that was Aye, crazy,
in that 90
man.
degree heat. In that 90 degree heat, Saeed was ready for this, man. He was ready for this.
I was ready for it, man. It's crazy. Honestly, it's crazy.
So what was your favorite side? What area? What was your favorite? Where you visit?
I think the Hollywood Boulevard. You know where the Hollywood signs are. You know the kind of that was good. The Venice Beach was nice. You know what I mean?
Did you see a lot of entertainers, a lot of dancers, and that street dancers?
Yeah, man. A lot of famous actors, a lot of famous Hollywood actors and that. You know what I mean? But all in all, I think just the vibe, man. The stadium was probably the best bit. I don't know if you guys, you know what I mean, I've seen the SoFi Stadium, but when you look at it, you look at Old Trafford, it's embarrassing, man. Like the kind of, you know what I mean? What we have compared to what that stadium is. Oh my days, fam. It's ridiculous. Night and day, man.
Saeed, fuck that stadium, mate. It's cost us 2 players already.
Boy, I know. I know.
They put artificial and then they put fake grass on top of it. Nah, man.
Boy.
Anyway, so let's get back into it. That's Saeed return, man. He's back home safe, people. He didn't get any of that when he touched down. Was it Gatwick or Heathrow did he land?
Gatwick, man. Gatwick's crazy airport, man. Crazy airport. Gatwick.
Did he get on the train straight away to Manny?
Straight away. No, I had to get a train and then go to Manny. But you have to go from Gatwick to London, Houston. That's an hour.
Yeah.
Then another 2 hours on the train. So it was a long journey back home, man. But now I'm feeling the jet lag, man. I don't know if you guys have ever felt jet lag, but boy, it's not a great feeling, man.
Easy. Jet lag ain't easy.
Jet lag is. Oh my days.
Man, it takes a week at least to get your.
Yeah, week, bro, 100%. Today I went for a nap, like random time, like 3 o'clock. I crashed, took a nap. I crashed. I was 1 minute I was sitting, 1 minute I was gone, man. I was like, oh my days, fam.
Knockout, mate. That is for the knockout, mate. That LA Times, LA Times, man.
Knockout,
LA
bro.
Times. Yo, listen, something genuinely. Listen, people, we got the poll up, we got the poll going. But something seriously, do you believe Scott McTominay is leaving Manchester United? Hand on the heart. Do you actually
I'm not even sure, but I think for me, I think the manager wants to keep him, but I don't know if the club want to keep. They need sales, innit? The club need money at the minute right now. They need money.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? They're desperate for money. But I think the manager wants him, man, because you got to remember, he's got him out of jail a lot of times this year, you know. Guys, you're not remembering, man. This manager got out of jail so many games, man. I think that Brentford game could have sacked the manager, you know. Because remember that game where I think we were losing a lot of games and we were 1-0 down with like 2 minutes to go. That could have been definitely a different sort of, you know, outcome had McTominay not saved us in that regard. You know what I mean? So I feel like for me, 25 million. I think 25 million will seal it. I think Fulham are very active in that. They're looking to get midfielders in. They lost Paulinho. They lost a couple of others as well. So I think they're looking to strengthen that area for me. So, and it'll be a good signing for them, man. You know what I mean? He'll score goals for them. And it'll actually be more important for them. Watch him become a good player for them. And all the United fans will be saying, oh, you should have never sold him. Watch. I know it already. I just know it already, man. So, you get me? I got to be careful, man. So, I think for me, it's time to move on. Get what you can. Should have went last summer. Didn't go last summer. And he's still here. So, for me, get rid. 25 million. Easy. Job's done with that one, man. Get it over the line, man. Simple as that. Yeah, big up. Mick says, swear to God, man, them pulled me in the same as you, Saeed. Interrogation, I was shitting my pants. Question after question, didn't let me answer. Oh, it ain't easy, man. Ain't easy, man. Saeed for your drama, yo. Big up Free Palestine. Big up GGMU, man. Big up Mick. All the way there in Thailand. Big up Eagle Eye, man. Eagle Eye. Big up Eagle Eye. Big up Steph. Eagle Eye, man. Big up Eagle Eye, man. Yo, Crystal Palace looking like, Crystal Palace, man. Yeah. West Ham next season. It's going to be interesting, man. Smash a like. They're on it. Yeah, man. Listen, Jarvis, I really don't. Scott McTominay for me, I doubt it, but we need to get rid of Wan-Bissaka as well. And I think if you believe we can get 40 million, then that should free up some money to go and get the signings that we need. But Lindelof, Saeed already checks Lindelof on his last year, Maguire on his last year. You know what I mean? Like McTominay on his last year. Everybody's on their last year, so we might as well lose. We might as well get the 15, 20 millions here and there because all that adds up. But apparently, today saying that Ugarte is going to be a loan without with an option to buy. What do you think about that?
I think that's a good thing because I'm a little bit uncertain about Ugarte. You know, he came up with a big hype when he came from Portugal to PSG. He never hit it on in PSG. I don't know the reason why, People say it's because of competition in the midfield of PSG, but if he's that good as his hype was a couple of years ago, he should have been playing. So are we buying a reject? Is he that good? I think it's good for now. We have a chance to see, and if he don't hit on, yeah, okay, we send him back. We don't pay. So I'm happy with it, with a loan with an obligation to buy, not a with an option to buy, not an obligation to buy. So for me, I'm happy with that. But as you mentioned, with 1 year left on the contract, Maguire and Lindelof. Now I've seen the preseason. I've seen 3 games, and it looks like we have a decent amount of youngsters coming up, especially in midfield. So midfield position doesn't worry me as much. Toby Collier is cooking, man. He's fantastic. I'm certain that with Toby Collier and Mainu in central midfield in the double pivot, I think that's good enough to beat almost every team, because those 2 guys just need time to develop. But
wow, you rate him that highly, yeah.
Yeah. He's fantastic.
Yeah, he's
what
good,
I've seen
he's
so
good.
far, he's an exceptional talent, almost as good as Mainu, in my opinion. And we also have Maxi Odiele coming up. He looks fantastic. He looks composed on the ball. He has a good passing foot, and I think he also could do well. And another thing I've seen so far, especially last night when we played, was Casemiro. Casemiro, he looks hungry again. He looks sharp again. And I think that's good, because I don't think Casemiro is leaving. He's not going anywhere. I think he's having a comeback season, and he has something to prove, because he's a winner. So I have a strong belief that Casemiro will play a vital role in this team next season. So midfield doesn't worry me. For me, it's Lindelof and Maguire. We need to get those 2 guys out and replace them with decent center backs. Because when it comes to football, now most teams defend in a 4-4-2 formation. They have 2 strikers up front, and the strikers up front block the passing lanes from their center backs to the defensive midfielders. There's one way around it. It's very easy. The two defensive midfielders need to go from a flat midfield to a what do you call it? Yeah, vertical midfield, because then the strikers need to stretch out, and it leaves space for the center back to carry the ball upwards, because there's a pocket for the center back. But we can't
do that perfectly.
We can't do that with Maguire and Lindelof, because none of them has the ability. When you see it all the time, when Martinez have the ball, he just carry the ball upwards.
Yeah,
that's the thing. So we need center backs who's good on the ball. And sorry, Lindelof and Maguire ain't it.
You know what? I think Collier. I want Collier to be given time to develop. So I wouldn't put all of that massive pressure on him. But big up, Ugarte got benched by a teenager, Zeri Emery. But Zeri Emery is a generational talent, man. Let's not get about it. You know what I mean? My guy's built. He's a teenager, and he's built like a guy who's been playing football for years, man. He's a
man. Facts.
He's a generational. What country does he play for? Is he France? Yeah. Is he a French international?
Yeah, I think so.
Yo, he's the midfielder they've got. They don't even play him, and they're playing dead Rabiot.
Oh, yeah, he's I think is it Poland?
Who?
Oyedele, Maxi, or is it Danish?
Oh, is he Polish? I don't even know.
Yeah,
that.
I think, but he's Nigerian and English, so he can play for every national team.
Zaire Emery, yeah.
Zaire Emery, yeah. I think for me, he's a French. Zaire Emery.
Yeah, but Maxi Oyedele, sorry.
Oh, no, yeah, Oladele, you're talking about Oladele. Oh, no, listen, Oladele leans alone. I think the championship would be really good for him. Oladele. No, I'm talking about Zaire Emery. Zaire Emery, for me.
Emery.
He's French.
Yeah.
Brilliant, man. He's one of the best. He's one of the Paris Saint-Germain best players.
Yeah.
Him and Coutinho,
yeah. They're the future. They're the future. Yeah. Zaire Emery is a young. He's only like 18, 19. So he's
generational. He's generational. Definitely.
Yeah, he's on it. He's on it, man. He's a good player.
Generational, man. Zaire Emery is generational, man. He's like 17 years old and he's playing games in the Champions League. Paris Saint-Germain. He's taking the place. What other 17-year-olds are doing that? Do you think it's easy to play in the field? Like, nah, mate.
It's quality, man. It's quality.
Kobe's a generational talent.
Yeah.
I mean, Kobe's a generational talent. Yeah.
Facts.
But yeah, man, and we like to welcome, man. We want to welcome Cheeto. Cheeto, obviously,
Cheeto,
the giant, mate. The 16-year-old last like a.
Oh, he's a unit, you know. I mean, I don't know if you've seen him, but he's a
I've
unit,
seen him,
man.
man. I've seen a little bit of him. But yeah, big up to him. But honestly, I'll go to you, Starting with the same question, and then we'll go to Tom. Like, Manchester United, for me, we need to get these signings in ASAP.
Yeah.
Manchester United, why panic? Why wait to panic when the season starts? And why is it like talk about Scott McTominay, Lindelof, and Maguire are here? Like that trio, McTominay, Lindelof, and Maguire. What is going on, people? That trio ain't leaving nobody, mate.
Nobody. It's true, man. You know what I'm saying? Like for me, it's I don't know, man. It's one of them. It's difficult, man. But yeah, I think ultimately we need to sell fast. You know what I mean? United at the minute is to sell fast because time's running out, man. Because you know we've made a lot of we've made 2 good signings. Don't get me wrong, but the main thing everyone was looking for this summer was to get rid of players, man. And right now, INEOS haven't done that well, man. I think the only players we've got rid of right now are who else is left? Varane, who, let's be honest, he left because of the wages and the dispute between maybe that and etc. etc. Martial left. Like these were just kind of natural signings that didn't get contracts given. So you can't really give them credit for that. But the ones that are still here, man. If you look at that team yesterday, guys, that team where just gave everyone PTSD, man. You don't want to see that team ever again, man, because a lot of them are just not good enough. Yeah, I mean, let's be honest, man. Maguire's, the Lindelofs, the McTominays, Ericssons, they're not good enough anymore, man. You know what I mean? Even people are saying Casemiro shouldn't be playing anymore. You know what I mean? So it needs to be a new team, man. You know what I mean? We can't be having players that are here from 5, 6, 7 years ago, man. Yeah, it takes a while to get rid of everyone. But at the same time, bro, we need to get rid of players, man. That's the main thing I was saying this summer. Get rid of players. And right now, so far, it's not looking like that. You know what I mean? Let's be honest.
You know, but Saeed, another aspect is like Maguire and Lindelof. They are blocking the lane into the first team. A lot of the youngsters. We have Will Fish coming up.
Yeah,
he looks good, but there's no place for him. Yeah. But what can we do? And the same with Kambuala. He knew that he had to leave to get a chance. So now we have this dross of a centre-back pairing who's been here for 5, 6 years, who's not good enough, and that's a big problem.
Maguire got 7-year contract, you know.
Yeah.
7-year talking about backing. Big up Manuel Sevilla CV says, question, what do you think about Obi Martin, Judo Obi Martin? Listen, Saeed was with the Arsenal fans, innit? All them rating.
Yeah, they were serious.
Man. Yeah, he's 16, man, built like a man, you know what I mean? He's built like a grown man. So we wish him well. And hopefully now he goes into automatically being our second striker. I definitely do think our young striker needs Wheatley needs a loan, I think, in the championship to go and prove himself. Like same as the young midfielder, what's his name? The kid that we were talking about before.
Maxi Oyedela.
Oyedela, yeah.
Oyedela, yeah. Oyedela needs a loan for me.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So
facts.
Big up, Tom. In terms of what do you know about Gigito Obi Martin choosing Manchester United? And apparently it was all down to the man that can bang goals, man. The man that did it for a living better than most people. One of the best finishers of his generation, Ruud van Nistelrooy, persuaded him. What do you think about that?
Yeah, I mean, there was a statistic actually that came up that I found actually a couple of days ago when he actually signed, and one of the statistics was, I think it was in the last 3 or 4 years, for 3 or 4 seasons, you take Arsenal's academy graduates, you take Manchester United's academy graduates, and then how many minutes they've actually been given in the Premier League, or first team minutes. Manchester United's minutes for the last 3 or 4 years for youngsters was in and around like 2,000, and then Arsenal's youngsters was 13 minutes. So in terms of progression from Arsenal's academy to that first team, it's non-existent for a lot of those academy players. So the only thing that Arsenal really had that they could give the kid to almost convince him to stay when clubs were going to push that narrative to him to say that at Arsenal there is no progression, whereas at United we have a track record of it, or at Paris we have a track record of it, or Real Madrid or wherever we have a track record of it. Manchester United, they had the power in terms of that the statistics were on their side because of it's proven in the club's foundations. We always promote youth and from within, young players, if they are good enough. He's a top talent. A lot of European clubs wanted him, but he chose to come to this club for some reason. Me personally, I think it's from the progression plan that I've just said there, because we do give young players a chance. We do give them opportunities. But I think an even bigger point is the actual setup that we have right now, we have specialists in all different coaching elements. So if you want defenders to work with two of the main coaching staff, you put them on with the guy we've just brought in from Lindstrom, who's a set piece coach specialist. But then you also put them on with René Hack, who's a defensive coach. You then, for example, if you're Obi Martin, you look at someone like Ruud van Nistelrooy. If you're getting in around that first team setup, and you think, "Canal, I'm going to work with an icon. I'm going to work with someone like you said, Dean, who can bang goals." But the difference is, this kid has clearly been promoted with a lot of money at Arsenal, and he turned down a lot of money to come to this club for a different reason. And I've always talked about this throughout the whole summer. Players seem to want to come to us, and it's not that there's a motivation by money, because we're not throwing money around like lunatics to players or agents. We're actually paying them what we all would probably want to pay them, reasonable fees. We're not giving somebody 300 grand a week, or a 16-year-old, make him the highest 16-year-old in world football. That's probably what we would have done 4 years ago, guys. And they've been on like 100 bags a week at 16. That's just how we were as a club. But one of the things, anyway, that I like about him, from what I've seen at youth level, but I want to see in and around a first team setup with quality players. Is it going to match up? Because there's some players that they go youth level, mate, they can bang, they can, score. They've got brilliant technical ability, low sense of gravity. They go to the big boy leagues and they get bullied, or they get bodied, or they have a little bit of a setback with an injury and then they don't come back from it. We all know what the story of, say, Ravel Morrison, for example, guys. There's been many of those tales at Manchester United that's happened over the years. But one of the, I think, more pressing issues, guys, that I'm probably going to say about, we go to a Community Shield final next week, I think it is, guys, isn't it? We go to a Community Shield final. We don't really have any improved players. The squad's basically the same as last year when we played the FA Cup final. Lenny Yoro's not going to be there, so you're not going to have an improvement defensively. And Joshua Zirkzee isn't even at full fitness yet, so he's probably not going to start. So we're going to a Community Shield final. As much as people want to give INEOS the hype of what they've done for the summer, fine, we can give them the hype. And you can say the Euro injury, it's a little bit unlucky. Okay, fair enough. We've not improved. There's not one new player in that squad that will play that Community Shield final. That's my concern for it all. And we're doing all this pissing about where we can't sell players. We can't sign anybody else right now because we're on the peripheral of PSR. So until we sell some players, we can't sign. So realistically, we're going to that final, and you're probably going to have to play Maguire. And we all know what happens there most of the time. You're probably going to have the same midfield of Casemiro, Kobe Mainu, and Fernandes. And we don't know what the system is going to be like. Are we going to be run through the midfield again or not when we play against a proper team? Because City are a proper team. I don't buy this with Betis and Arsenal who aren't fully fit and everything. I don't buy all this bollocks. When you play City in that final, they'll be fully fit. That's the first big test that you'll have of the whole season. So, for me, from what I'm looking at it, as much as people glorified it as if it was going to be a brilliant summer, when we all sat here, we all thought we were getting Branthwaite, Ugarte, Lenny Yoro, and Joshua Zirkzee. You've got two of those players. Neither of them can start that final. So right now, I'm going to say it for what it is, guys. We are in a bit of shit. We are in a bit of shit, and we are one injury away from back here. We are one injury away from back where we were last year, which was with what? Who was at the back?
Back to life, back to reality, mate.
Yeah.
Back to life. Back
Back
to
to
reality.
reality. No, but
Bro, I'm telling you, man, we're just cursed, man.
I'm not joking.
We're
I'm
just
not joking,
cursed.
though, guys. We are fucked when we start that first game of the season. We are. We don't have any new players. So
Yo,
what's going to
Thompson
change
the
from last
Stella,
year?
mate. Thompson the Stella. He's not on the water, mate. He's like, we're fucked, mate. We're fucked. Tom's been in the sun. Big up Big Ben. Big Ben says, big up for the super chats. I believe the older lads with big wages will not leave. They will run their contracts and leave like Varane. Aaron Bissaka, Palestro will be sold. Yo, that's what it is, people, genuinely. But listen, Jarvis, what do you know about Mick asked the question, what do you know about what do you think about
Toby Collier.
No.
Isn't that the question?
I'll be mad anyway.
What do you think about new left back? Do you think Amos and Murray can fill in? I don't think both of them can. I think one of them can, but Manchester United need to go and get a left back that can play left back. Go and get somebody who can play left back, man. You know what I mean? Stop messing about.
Yeah.
And you know what? You're putting too much pressure on them, to me. You know what I mean? You're putting too much pressure on like young players to be the main guys. Instead, they should be the people who basically like who we slowly transition them into the first team squad, not put them on the whole pressure. But he asked about Chido Martin. I don't know if you know anything about the youngster. Get your point of view, Jarvis.
Is he not Norwegian as well? Norwegian, isn't he?
Danish.
Danish,
He's Danish. But for me, I'm a little bit skeptical because it's all about physique. For me, I've seen his technique. It's not. He needs to develop a lot when it comes to be able to shoot, to have a clean shot in with both feet. He is a little bit greedy when it comes to finishing, and he gets a lot of extra because he's so physical. You know, he's a big man, and he's only 16 years old.
He used to be like that, innit? But what's his? To me, I want to know what's his first touch like. What's his first?
Well, I heard comparisons to Lukaku. It's all about physique. So
hopefully he has a touch though. We need a touch.
I'm a little bit skeptical, but you know, we have Ruud van Nistelrooy. We have a good academy setup, so he needs to time and he needs to develop. For me, he's not nowhere near the first team this season. I don't think so. Not for me.
Yeah. Okay. Fair enough. Saeed.
Yeah.
INEOS. What the hell are they doing? Tom's saying time to hit the panic button, man. Why are we gonna go and hit the panic button when we get smashed the first 3-4 games? Why don't they right now? What's going on?
I don't know. Maybe they just don't want to get like, you know, the old regime. Maybe they're just thinking about the old regime and thinking, you know what, man, we don't want to be like the old regime. You know what I'm saying to you? So, end of the day, you know, maybe it's to do with that. You know, in that regards, you know, in that they don't want to become like them lot. But at the same time is of the essence, man. We need to start working now, man. Do you know what I'm saying? So for me, you know, I think they've got 2 weeks now. It's going to be a rush 2 weeks. I think it's just it comes on to the sales, isn't it? As soon as the sales start happening, that's when I think, you know, you'll see more of the kind of work being happening. But right now, there's no sales happening. It's very, very much slow. United are in a position where can they afford to play hardball at the minute? I'm not so sure, man, because time is against us, man. It really, really is. So we got to be careful, man. But at the same time, I am still hopeful. I'm still positive that they could get it done. It's not panic stations right now yet, but 2 weeks left of the season, man. We need to start working, man. Let's start doing our thing, man, because right now, this minute, it ain't looking good, man. It ain't looking good so far because we've got 2 signings in. One's injured, one's ready, but we still can't put a lot of pressure on him. I spoke to the Bologna fan. He said, be patient. United fans, are they going to be thinking, yo, he needs to be starting and scoring goals regularly? Got to be patient, man. He said a month. Give him a month, kind of settle in and whatnot. So, yeah, it's a lot of pressure on the striker to come in and score goals straight away. Said they did the same thing with Højlund. Højlund came in, pressure, didn't score for the first, you know, how many odd Premier League games? Took him to, I think, November, December to score his first Premier League game. So, you know what I mean? Got to give time, man. Patience is needed. But at the same time, yeah, we're running against time, man. Time is of the essence, man. Time is of the essence.
But to be fair, but what about, just to be objective, what about people are saying, look, none of the big teams are making massive signings, you know.
That is true as well. That's true as well.
We made one signing. The transfer, everybody's thinking that in the last 2 weeks of the transfer window is where it's going to go crazy. That's where the domino effect is going to start.
Yeah.
What do you say to that?
I mean, that is true as well because Man City not made signings, but then we're not on Man City's level. Chelsea made a couple. You know what I mean? Liverpool have not made any, but yet their manager's showing a few glimpses of, you know what, they're doing their thing right now. And then obviously you've got who else is out there? That Tottenham, Solanke coming in late. They haven't made enough signings for me. So not everyone's made some signings at the same time, but at the same time, we can't be looking at anyone else. We got to be focusing on ourselves.
Especially when we finish 8th.
Exactly. We got to focus on ourselves, man. That's the main thing. United have got to focus on themselves. We can't be in no situation where we're focusing on others, man. We have to focus on ourselves. That's the main thing for me at United right now. Focus on ourselves. The rest will come. Because at the end of the day, we finish 8th, man. We're the ones that are playing catch-up right in a minute. So we got to be careful, man. Got to be careful. Need to be on it. Man. Time is ticking. Let's go, INEOS. Let's go.
They got Big Benson. Lindelof will run his contract and go to Sweden. Yeah, it's crazy. We got a little bit of a story here. Pochettino gave Casemiro his debut at 16 years old in the Champions League. Benjamin Verratti. That's the reason he got sacked in the youngsters game time over the senior players. I always like guys who give. Tom, Eric Ten Hag spoken a little bit after the game, and he was talking about people being patient, and he was talking about how sometimes we're going to be pressing low block. I'm like, that don't make sense. If we're sitting low block, we can't be pressing the game. Pressing is you always press high. You know what I mean? Or you do a mid press, but you don't press the ball when you're low block. I don't know if you saw that, Jarvis. I don't know if you heard that.
No. Sounds strange.
Yeah, it's quite crazy. I mean, he's going to be talking tonight. Is it tonight? I think late hours.
Yeah. I think
tonight he's got a press conference.
Hours.
The way he was talking about, he was like, "Oh, we could sometimes we compress in a low block," and I'm like, "Yo, that don't sound right to me."
Listen, Dino, this guy never made fucking sense for the last 2 years with some of the shit that he says. So I don't know why we're all surprised now. Anyway, I mean, the guy made out like last season.
Don't make sense, FC.
He made all this up saying that we played in patterns and there was a clear style of playing and everything. We got run through in midfield. There weren't even a midfield, Eric Ten Hag. So forget about systems or styles, mate. You didn't even have a team. You didn't even have a stabilised spine of a team because the actual backing of the team in the midfield was non-existent. It was just fucking run over. It was like a lawnmower cutting over grass. We didn't have any. There was nothing in that midfield last season that gave a lot of us joy other than Kobe Mino. That was the only real highlight of last season in midfield.
Yo, big up Saeed, man. Make sure you go and check out his
big up Saeed. Yeah,
big up Saeed.
292. Big up Saeed. Go.
Yeah. But yeah, this is what I'm saying. That the guy, he's come out with these comments and stuff that he says it. But the difference is now, there isn't any excuses. There's nowhere to hide it tonight. You have got everything to ensure that you can be successful. There's none of this shit of sprinkle the fucking Glazeonomics on him anymore because that doesn't exist anymore, guys. Did you not know that? The Glazers don't even get mentioned anymore. They don't.
No.
Everybody talks about Jim Ratcliffe. They talk about INEOS. We all knew this was going to happen. It was going to shadow over it. We all knew this was going to happen. But at the end of the day, with Ten Hag, he has got everything going good for him right now. He's got his own team that he wanted, of his choice. So he's got his own input there. He's got a couple of players that are supposed to going to fit this style that he wants to play, and the club are going to force him to play. He's got a structure above him that's supporting him, and he's going to back him through whatever turbulence they go through. So, in terms of getting results on the pitch now, there's no excuse. There's no injury crisis. We've lost 2 players. Clubs lose players all the time, Eric Ten Hag. I could understand, like last season, where we lost maybe like fucking 10 players at one stage in the season. It was like half the squad was gone. But you've lost 2 players. City lose players in the season, but they replaced them with people. Arsenal lose players. Fucking Fulham, when they lose players, guys, they still play the same style. It doesn't. The only difference is you just lack the quality playing that style. That's the difference. So for us now, when we start that game at the Shield, in the Community Shield, I want to see a clear style. But my issue, and I come back to my point before, guys, is he hasn't got any new players. So what's actually going to be new? What is he going to do that he couldn't do with his squad before? Because he's pretty much got the same load of players that he had at the FA Cup final when he played against City. He's going to have the same lot going to the Community Shield final. So I don't really see how it's going to be that much different unless these coaches are going to be this magical, as people are saying, and suddenly it's going to change and something's going to click. But until we actually see it, guys, in the same way like Dino was saying before about McTominay, until he sees McTominay leave this football club and holding up another club's shirt, he doesn't believe it. I don't believe a lot of what Ten Hag says, to be honest with you.
But Tom, listen. When it comes to the tactic, we have seen now in the 3 preseason games, I especially like what I've seen from Mason Mount. His off the ball movement. It creates space. It opens up space for our wingers. He comes diagonal with runs, drags the defender with him, open up space for Sancho and Diallo to cut in.
Okay, yeah.
We have seen this over and over again. I bet we have seen it 10 times now.
Jarvis.
So I see something off the ball movement. Another thing is our 2 wingers, Sancho and Diallo. They look very balanced now. They run up and down, and they keep possession. They don't waste possession, and they recycle the ball from side to side when there's not an opening, and they are not afraid to take on their man and cut in when the chance is there.
Yeah.
So for me, I think these 2 factors are really. I seen a development in our attacking play. We have patterns that they haven't seen before. So there's some positives, and I'm more optimistic before the beginning of this season than last season.
Jarvis, I get that. I get what you're saying there, but
Jarvis,
the point is when we go to
play with the way we play with Maguire and Lindelof.
No, that's the biggest problem. As I said, we don't have center backs who can carry the ball, and they don't have a good pass to break the lines. They are useless in a way, and they're not aggressive enough. They don't press high enough, so they expose the midfields. The good thing is we have had Toby Collier patrolling the deep end of the midfield, and he's very dynamic. He covers a lot of space and is very aggressive. So for me, I'm being really impressed by how he have taken the role. And also Casemiro yesterday did a really good half when he played. So but they need help. We can't play expose the midfielder as Said showed in his pictures with the 3-1-6. We have to stop that right away. We need to have a more balance in our team, or we will be exposed again, and we will see the basketballification of football again. So, but I think for me, it's more about the tempo, dictating the tempo of the game. Sometimes we need to stop with the ball, hold the ball, so we get into position. We don't have to rush into the 3-1-6.
Yeah.
To establish ourselves into the 3-1-6 and keep possession. If we do that, we won't be that exposed, and we also have the energy to actually track back 100% the moment we lose the ball. But for me, we rush it, especially I'm a little bit worried when Bruno comes back because he always loses possession. So I think, and he always rush that.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say, Jarvis. When you was going on about, like, when you saw these little movements that Mount was doing off the ball and certain things like that, the thing that I was saying was, when you go to that Shield final against City, do you honestly think Mason Mount's going to start? Because I don't. I already know what midfield's going to start that game easily, and that's what I'm saying. So what we're seeing in pre-season from players like Mount, or even players like Ahmad, guys, Ahmad got him so far in that FA Cup campaign. When we got to the final, did he play? No. This is what I'm saying. So when you get to the big moments, and these players have actually bought him out of jail, he always reverts back to the players that he knows will have that one glimmering moment, like Rashford. He can have he can do shit all game, but then he can have a 40-yard run, dribble past 3 players, and put it in the top corner. Fernandes, it can float like a 50-yard pass, and it pings onto somebody, and they're in behind. That's what he holds on to with these players. He doesn't give players like Mason Mount in that final. I'd be shocked if he makes that starting lineup. I will. So this is what I was saying to you, Jarvis. As much as he wants to say that Mason Mount's going to be an integral part of this team for this season, Amad Diallo, he's having a brilliant pre-season and all this, that, the other. That's fine, Eric Ten Hag. The difference is you said all of this about these players last season, because a lot of these players returned back from injury toward the end of that season. You didn't give Mason Mount a lot of opportunities. You didn't give Amad Diallo a lot of opportunities than probably what he deserved based upon his performances last season. He should have started that FA Cup final for what he did for you in most of those games. He should have done, but you didn't do it. So the difference is now, if you're going to say it, this is the thing that annoys me the most about Ten Hag. He says a lot, but he doesn't act on his actions. Don't actually speak louder than the words that he uses. So when he says that Mason Mount's going to be integral to this team, okay, I actually want to see him be rotated with Fernandes through the season. Surprise me. Put him in the starting lineup against City then. Give me something different. Because City, I'll tell you now, Pep Guardiola will almost anticipate. He'd probably put 100 to 1. He'd probably put 100 grand on 100 to 1 bet, saying that Fernandes, Mainu and Casemiro will start in midfield. That's right. That's just how Pep Guardiola works. Whatever the best players are, when you play against a team like City, you just play your best players and hope for the best. That's what a lot of clubs do. The difference is, if Mount's going to give us something different, like you're saying, Jarvis, then let's use him.
But we said this,
what's the point in buying him?
Tom, we said this at the end of the season, what Ten Hag needs to do to improve, to keep his job. And one of the elements that we had about 5 elements, and one of them were he needs to rotate. And he needs to use the players in form that's best. He can't just pick on names anymore. He needs to.
I don't want merit. That's the thing, Jarvis. That's the biggest thing that annoys me about him. He always picks players based upon merit. So McTOMINAY, like last season, he scored a couple of late winners for him or whatever. Saved his job in some parts of the season, people would say. And then just because he's done that, Jarvis, he now wants to keep him this season. But he's not a player that's going to boost United up the league table. He's not a player who's going to win league titles for us. He's not a league winner. He is an FA Cup winner. What he was last season, guys, is what he is. He might win an FA Cup with a Fulham, get to a semi-final or whatever. That's what McTominay is. He's a cup player. He's not a 38-game consistent league player who's going to give you 8 out of 10s week in, week out, and he's going to win your league titles. He's not that sort of player. And that's what I said with Ten Hag before. He's constantly lied through his teeth about everything. He said David De Gea was getting a new contract. A week later, they pulled the contract from underneath him, and he went and brought in his own goalkeeper. It's exactly the same thing when he signed players before.
Gives out contracts. We had Arnold and Murtaugh to fix that shit.
But why does it? Yeah, I understand that, Jarvis. Yeah. But if he's going to say it, don't say something and then backtrack a week later and don't give us any substance as to why you're doing it. The same thing with Mount and Amad. If you get to that final with what you've been saying in pre-season, that Amad's been brilliant and Mason Mount's going to be integral to this team, okay, let your actions speak louder than your words and show us what you was meaning then. Don't just go to that game and think, oh shit, I'm against Pep, I'm against City, or fuck, revert back to type, let's go Casemiro, Maino and Fernandes and put Rashford on the side wing. If you're going to do something different, do something different. I know what I'm going to get with Fernandes. With Mount, he's had a couple of shit games. He's had a couple of decent games at United. He's imbalanced. I know what I'm getting with Fernandes. With Mount, I've not seen enough of it.
Well, so, I tell you what you get with Mason Mount. He will unlock the high press and turnovers. He's an intelligent player with great off-the-ball movement. And I think he's looked fantastic pre-season. Mount is one of those players that you don't really see what he do, but he do a lot for the team. You can compare him, for example, with you saw Spain in the Euros with Morata on top. He did an incredible job for that team to work. Always hardworking, pressing. But no one rates Morata as a striker. But the job he did was integral.
I do.
Yeah. But
I thought he was incredible for that. His first touch, bringing others into play, holding the ball up, like pressing, incredible.
Yeah.
Incredible. He was incredible.
So this is what I mean with Mason Mount. I see stuff with him. His movement is very integral.
Carried away now. Let's carried away. Well, the sample of Mason Mount of what we watched last season was pile. What we've seen in pre-season this season, he looks like at the Arsenal game. I give you that. He was the best player for the Arsenal game. In terms of taking players away, the Rangers game for the Ahmad goal. Yeah. He's running, like making that run into the box. He definitely unsettles and moves defenders. But is he going to stay fit? That's the fucking question. Is he going to stay fit? And it's your boy Ten Hag, Jarvis, going to rotate. Because we're going to play, if you're going to go deep into the Europa League, you know, it's going to have 17 games in the Europa League alone. You know that, don't you?
I know.
or you more even.
Eight in the league first. Then we will see if we qualify.
It's
But
crazy.
it will be a lot of games, crazy amount of games. But for me, just to finish off my point, I think Mason Mount should be getting a chance under Ten Hag with what is proven so far. And but
you boy, we spent 55 million on him. Of course, he should be getting a chance.
Yeah.
To me, I'm one of these drivers. I don't ever count players up. He needs to be giving 10 games in a row, 10 games, and then we can make the judgment about him. You can't judge a player bringing him.
Can you see Ten Hag, for example, picking Manu in the 6 and Bruno and Mount in the 2/8s?
No. Maybe in some
he
games.
He did in the beginning of last season against Wolves and a couple of games.
Yeah, maybe some games at Old Trafford.
Yeah.
That we should win. But if we get Ugarte is going to play because he doesn't play at PSG. So if we get Ugarte, he's going to play. So Mount and Bruno have to fight for each other. Fight over that. But the question is, Jarvis, is Bruno going to be rotated this season?
No, I don't think so. He will always be available. He's the club captain. That's a big problem for us. Maybe Saudi can come in and give us 100 million for Bruno. Sold.
Problem solved.
Yeah.
Problem solved. Oh my God! Listen, I'm not spoken to both of you about the new stadium, the developments of that. They're looking at for this US stadium. Majority of stadiums were not sold out because in America, sport is a very expensive, and only the middle class, the high elites in America can afford to take tickets because it costs like 150 quid to get a ticket for the game the other night against Real Betis. I think Real Betis game, by the way, Javi, we look good because we're 2 weeks or a week ahead of them. We're a week ahead of the Spanish teams. They start their league. The Germans start their league a bit later than all of us. So I'm not going to go into too much, but the movement, I give you that, the movement in the attacking formation looked like it was a bit more sharper. But 2 billion, Tom, 2 billion is going to cost. 2 billion. So we're already 500,000 in debt. Where the fuck are they going to get these 2 billion from, Tom?
Well, Uncle Jimmy is going to have to put his hands in his pockets, or Dodgy Omar and Dodgy Dave. They're going to have to find the cash from somewhere, aren't they? So we're going to have to see. No, but if I'm being serious, guys, what I hope is going to happen is that they will build the stadium from scratch with some of their own money and probably some borrowed money. It's probably what they're going to do. But I think instead of dumping it on the club, they'll dump it on INEOS's books. That's what they did when they redeveloped Nice Stadium anyway. But that was a redevelopment. That wasn't a rebuild. And it wasn't the same level of money. But that's probably what I would hope they're going to do. And then I think they probably want to have some sort of connection to the local area within Manchester. And they're going to regenerate the whole area, but they're going to use the councils within Manchester and the mayor of Manchester to help with the planning of it in terms of what can we do to actually give fans or Mancunians a better match day experience? How can we keep them longer? You know, fan parks, bars, restaurants, clubs, whatever it is. What does the local community want? Use the councils through that way. I don't buy this taxpayers are going to pay for everything like that because it's never going to happen. You're never going to stump up £1 billion out of the British government to build a stadium in the north or whatever they want to call it, the Wembley of the North or all that bollocks. It's never going to happen. The difference, what I'm saying is, guys, if we get
Tom, let me just fill you in. The other night we did the show, innit? Guess what we had? The 4 names for the new stadium: Wembley of the North, Rats Trafford, in the Rats Trafford, yeah, right. But the best one was Spin INEOS Arena.
INEOS Arena.
You know, like all the spin that they've been doing lately. Spin INEOS Arena. I thought that was my favourite.
Dodgy Trafford. But yeah, like I say, you know, if they build a new stadium from scratch and everything, I've not got a problem with that. So long as it's adjacent to what Old Trafford is now, we don't move it away from where it is So you still walk down St Matt Busby Way and you still have that connection to the old-fashioned United. And look, that area of Manchester, in and around Old Trafford, it does need modernising. It does need a light up and it does need a lift up. The difference is you have fans that pay thousands of pounds. Let's face it, guys, travel all around the world to come to a shithole. They come to an absolute shithole where they get pissed on. The fucking toilets are leaking. There's you know, the mega store is always overpriced. There's nothing glamorous about the football club. There isn't. There's like the monuments if you want to pay your respects at the Munich Tunnel, or the statues in and around the stadium. That's the only, I think, the positive parts of what we have right now is the statues and the memorials. That's it. The stadium itself is shit. It's not fit for purpose. So at the end of the day, you can take the stadium out of that area, but you can't take the soul out of the football club or out of the stadium. So my difference is, and I've always used this analogy in this plan, build a new stadium next door, play at Old Trafford until the fucking roof falls off, whatever, for say 4 or 5 years, and however long it takes to build this new stadium or this local area project that they want to do. I would then decapitate Old Trafford down to 20,000 and let the women's and youth team play there. That's what I would do, because you still can incorporate the men's team, the youth team, and the women's team. And people, like I say, we always use this on this channel anyway, and everywhere I go. Me and Dino are massive advocates for it, and I've said this to Jarvis on United when we've done Jarvis Corner before as well. Manchester United's women's team don't even play in fucking Manchester. It is a disgrace. It's an absolute disgrace. So at the end of the day, take it for whatever you want, guys. The stadium, if you have a brand new stadium with the brilliant facilities, brilliant megastore, all the bars and restaurants around it, guys, people will pay more money on flights, tickets, whatever, to come across the world than they will right now. That's the way that the world is going. You've got to be big, bold, and sexy. And Man United couldn't be fucking further away from those 3 words I've just used in every department. On the pitch, off of it, the area, the facilities, everything.
No, we're not, mate. We're not. Listen, it is absolutely poor, but it's neglecting it. It's glazer neglect. Big up Martin Edwards. Martin Edwards, every couple of years, improved to make it into the 75,000 arena that Old Trafford is. And after that, next year, they're going to have some games. They're going to hold a tournament, I think, if it's the women's or whatever. And we're not even down for any games to be played here. Big up Rants, by the way. Make sure you check out. Let's get Rants to 100K, people. Go and check out his channel, man. He's always Rants. Yeah. Big up Rants. At the end of the day, it's what it is. To me, Manchester United will have to. But to me, what worries me is that 2 billion, Jarvis, 2 billion. That means the average working class person won't be able to afford to go to the stadium. If they're going to start bringing the US prices like they're going to be here, it's crazy. Between corporate sponsorship, naming rights, and 30K additional ticket prices, it is very doable. We'll need an initial financing, which will be easy to get. Wow, Windy's already worked it out. Windy, are you part of the panel? Are you part of the INEOS panel? Are you part of Jim's INEOS panel? Big up to Windy. But Windy, what about working class people though, being able to afford it? Being able to afford it, to be able to go. And I don't want what I want, Jarvis. I want a bowl stadium. I want massive stands. I don't want tier. I don't want to be able to watch football like this. I can't see nothing from the heavens.
Yeah, it's true. It's true.
You can't see nothing from the
You
heavens.
saw the pictures. It looks great. You know, they're just like plans. But if we get a new stadium, I think it's needed because Old Trafford is falling down. You know, we all know how bad it is. Bricks and water and piss and everything. You know, it's terrible. We are the biggest club in the world. We should have better stadium. 100,000 sounds brilliant. Do you think we will be able to fill it up every game?
100%. Oh my
100%.
God, yeah. If it's priced right, then yeah. If it's priced
You will probably
right,
get at least a 30 to 50% increase in ticket prices. I
you know what? Listen, I would even leave like 20% of the stadium. Just turn up and pay on the door. Pay on the day. Do you know what I mean? Stand up, that stand-up section, pay on the day. A lot of people will come. That's what it used to be years ago, back in the day in the 70s. Jarvis, that's what it used to be. You used to be able to walk up in the 80s. You used to be able to walk up and get a ticket. But Jarvis, I wanted to quickly talk to you before we go.
Yeah.
We've got Norwegian set piece. What do you know about this fella? Worked for Southampton. Southampton are the smallest team in the championship. They were conceding a lot of goals and not scoring a lot. He turned them into the team that defends, have the best defensive record for the height that they are on the championship. And the championship, a lot of teams cross the ball, Jarvis. Teams cross that ball. And they scored 14 goals of set pieces, and which was the 5th in the championship. We've been crap, Jarvis. We've been horrendous. We've been horrendous set piece. We've been one of the shittest clubs. So apparently he's a bit of a perfectionist. He's Norwegian by birth, but he's worked at Southampton. What do you know about him?
Well, his name is Andreas George, and he's been in Lillestrøm, and Lillestrøm has always been the best set-piece team in the Norwegian Premier League. They have been, I could compare them to the old Arsenal team under George Graham, very boring team.
1-0.
1-0, big players. They play actually in yellow and black, but they have always been great on set pieces. So I'm sure that he knows what he's talking about. He has a lot of experience, as you mentioned, Southampton. But it's a giant leap coming from the Norwegian Premier League to Man United. It's not going to be easy. But I don't know when it comes to set pieces today. There's so many creative options, and you just have to search YouTube for 10 minutes and you have 100 new set pieces variants.
There's some breaking news, people. Big up Khalees from Eddie Lassie. Fulham have made 20 million bid for McTOMINAY. It does not meet Manchester United valuation, but may be willing to do business for 25 million. Fulham are progressing with talks on behalf and believe that McTOMINAY is open to the move. Laurie Whitwell. Yeah, big up Khalees from Eddie Lassie.
It's athletic, yeah.
Well. Big up Stephanie and big up everybody in the chat. Big up Khalees from Eddie Lassie, Chief Editor United Real Therapy. Big up Sheikh Arian Rashid, who's also another editor of Manchester United Therapy. Big up. He's always Khalees' second person in command. You know what I mean? Getting all the quotes. But big up.
Nordin, Harry Amos. This comments here with Amos. If you're good enough, you're old enough. What's your thoughts about this young kid?
Yeah, I like him. He's super proactive. He's super aggressive. Defensively, he's definitely going to lapse because he's more attacking-minded than he is defensively. But he has to learn, he has to tie up on the defending. To me, a modern fullback does both, right? But I'm a believer that we get him in slowly. But we bring him in for a couple of games. We take him out for a couple of games, and that's what we do. That's what we do. But we don't throw him at the deep end, Jarvis. We do it gradually, right? So breakout season. This could be him and Collier and Fish. Those three. This could be their breakout season. We don't. We bring them in, take them out, couple of games, but that's what we should do. Play them in more Europa League games and play different people in the league games. Play them against, especially home games at home. That's what we should be doing. Big up Eric Ten Hag here talking. Eric Ten Hag and Ahmed. It's good in pre-season so far. You can see absolutely he's making the uplifting his game. Also, his defending part, counter press. There's also the pressing like he's doing. Yeah. I mean, he's never been a lazy player anyway. Really well. I'm really pleased with his performances. Big up Harry Amos on Marcus. I think he's one of the best players in the Premier League. He's unbelievable. So playing with him is quite easy. He understands my game and makes everything 10 times easier. Well, there you go.
But Nordin, I just have a question when it comes to Rashford, because I don't know if it's just me, but I think I've seen him taking a little bit more responsibility now. We have all these youngsters coming up. Do you think this season we could see a new side from Marcus as like a team builder and an inspiration for the kids to look up to and be more humble?
What we should do, I mean, mean, he looked sharp. But you know what? I
Yeah.
don't trust these American pictures, Jarvis. It's artificial pictures. And then they put in grass on top of them. I'm just like, what the F is going on? But yeah, big up Rance. Rance, that Amos looks like a winger playing left back, zero defensive instincts, good on the ball. But he's a couple of years ahead of being ready. Yeah. I think he has to have, Rance, he has to have incredible improvement in a defensive way to learn. You know what I mean? Like, you know, the level of dedication somebody like Gary Neville went to. Gary Neville was a midfielder. He went to a centre-back. Then he became a rabbi. Gary Neville, in his holidays, would go up to get coached by specialised coaches like in Newcastle and throughout in different parts in the UK to go and learn how to become a fullback, how to defend. And like Rance is saying, if the instincts are not there, but the instincts are more to go forward. Yes, in modern football, you would like to think if Manchester United held the possession, I wouldn't mind risking him. I won't mind risking Amos, if Manchester United were more of a possession-based football team, because that will take that. We're on the ball a lot more. 70%, 80% of the games that we're going to play, we're going to be on the ball dictating the play. So we can, you know, if you play two in the pivot, they can fill in for him. They can fill in. And
the thing is, Nordin, if you have aggressive centre backs, usually the centre backs go all the way out and cover for the fullbacks if they mess up. But we have to have a structure, and some of the midfielders, especially one, need to drop down. But we don't have that. We don't have it. You can't see Maguire going all the way out. He will be so exposed. It will leave the biggest gap ever, and we will be run over. So we can't be done with Lindelof and Maguire.
Yeah,
we have
big
to
up
have.
Harry Amos is saying here. I think I can learn a lot of things from him. In my opinion, he's been one of the best left backs in the Premier League in the last 5 years. I'm just speaking to him. I'm speaking to him every day. He means every day. Just asking little things. Well, he's not going to teach you how to defend. I promise you that. He's a shit back. Harry Amos, when I joined here, one of the main things was the pathway to the first team, and my name to show me that straight away. Yeah, he's backing himself. Let's say that. He's backing himself. Harry must, I've seen the likes of Kobe, who played in the academy last year and is now in the Euro final. Then you've got Ghana, who came in as a young player, 17, made his debut. There you go. He's backing himself, man. He's backing himself. Stuff like this proves there is a pathway. Yeah, listen, that's our history. That's one of the most romantic things about our football club. Since 1930s, we've always had in every match day squad, no other football team in the world can say that, having a youth player on the bench or starting. You know what I mean? That's big. I don't care what anybody says. Since the 1930s, we've been doing this, man. Something like 80-something years. You know what I mean? We've not done this just now. We've been doing it 37 years. Big up, Windy. I think the attack just better the defense. I'm not sure. Big up. Just the PSG are now willing to accept a paid loan offer for manager target Manuel Ugarte with a lucrative buyer option included. I'm glad that's a buyer option than anything else. But yeah, for me, Amos, he has to learn. To me, it's about your improvement. Are you willing to do the fucking extras, Jarvis? Are you willing to do the extras? Are you willing to come in early to work on one-on-ones? Are you willing to do one-on-ones other than go and play in PlayStation? Are you willing to do that? Are you willing to train sometimes 3 times like a day, like working on specific things with the coaches? Are you willing to do that? For me, Jarvis, another thing is that they need to bring in more modern coaches, because the coaches that were there since flipping Jose Mourinho was there, they're there. Ole Gunnar Solskjaer are there. So they brought in a lot of the first team kind of coaches. They need to bring in more modern coaches.
Did you hear that McLaren is apparently signed the contract with the Reggae Boys?
Yeah, man, he's a yardie now. McLaren is a yardie, man. He's going to be like, rude boy. What go on? Hold tight. Oh, you know, big up the Jamaicans, man. One of the most influential little islands in the world history. No little island has had more impact on the world than that. You know, I don't believe in prisons, in it. I don't believe in locking people up in it. So big up to my guy. Free him, man. Free one of their best and contemporary kind of bashment artists. I forgot his name, man. But somebody remind me in the chat. But yeah, today apparently he'd been freed. So yeah, McLaren takes the job, man. You know what I mean? So it is what it is. But big up to everybody, man. Love and light. smash the like on the video. But the guy that you're talking about, this Norwegian, apparently he's I forgot what his name is. This coach, apparently he's very obsessed, yeah.
Andreas Georgsen, his name is.
And what's his name? Andreas
Georgsen.
Yeah, Andreas Charlson. Yeah.
George.
Vibes Cartel. That's it. Vibes Cartel. Yeah, hold tight. You know, I don't believe in prisons, innit? I'm an abolitionist. You know, if you know, look it up what abolitionist means. System, man. Listen, the rich get away with it. The rich get away with it. Big time, people. The elites who run the club get away with it, with murder. So at the end of the day, people, it is what it is. You do what you do. So at the end of the day, for me, I don't believe in locking people up. I genuinely don't. You know what I mean? I don't think that's going to solve anything. In the history of the world, no prisons has ever solved any thought of crime or criminals. All it does is build more industry to lock more people up. That's all it does. That's all it was, man. Yeah, Vibes Cartel, man. Big up to a lot of Jamaicans are happy in it because he's like one of their best contemporary, you know, hit makers. So yeah, I'm happy for the people of Jamaica, man. Most influential island in the world, man. No other island has more influence in the world than Jamaica, people.
They don't call it prisons anymore. They call it correctional institutions.
There ain't no correction about that, mate. No correction about that. Yeah. Big up Rance. Spot on on INEOS. He has the ability on the ball, but he doesn't dedicate himself to improving off the ball. He won't succeed. Now, 100%. Listen, especially when you're a young defender, you need to do the extras. And I mean, you need to be obsessed about your position. You need to be watching videos. You need to be doing so much one-to-one coaching. And the biggest thing about playing fullbacks here is about the distances. Yeah, the distances. Yeah, I help like coach people. Like I've helped out some of my friends. One of my friends sometimes coaching left back. The thing what people don't understand about playing right back or left back, it's about it's about the decision making. You have to your decision making has to be spot on. Nowadays, because the way football is, almost you're left one-on-one. Back in the day, you know what, the winger used to come back. Now, you're playing with inverted wingers. Teams like to cheat. Teams like to have those players up the pitch and cheating, right? So when they quickly win the ball in a transition, bam, they're free to get another get going, right? So now, you're left the one-on-one. What you have to judge is, right, do I get on somebody's, don't let them turn, or do I drop off? The distance is the most thing you have to judge. You constantly have to judge your next center of the communication with the left back, the left back, the left center back, and the line you have to watch. And then at times you're like, okay, let the ball out go wide. I'll keep in shape and I'll take my chances. So you have to be aggressive in the pressing. You have to play with a lot of intensity. And one fucking thing you cannot be, and I'm fucking hoping that you don't learn that from Luke fucking Shaw, that lazy left back. He, at times, is so lazy to run back. He just lets people go. And you see him jogging in the halfway line, and the guy put the ball at the back of the net. How many times have we seen that with Luke Shaw?
Yeah.
And he's got the pace to get back. He's got the pace to get back. So you have to do the extras. You have to watch the videos. You have to improve. To me, modern left back have to be super aggressive. That's one thing I never ask. Listen, maybe a bit of ball watching, yeah, with Malacia. But I'm telling you one thing about Malacia. Plays the heart of a warrior. Was never letting Mahrez. Remember Mahrez when he played one-on-one against him. Never letting him turn. Never giving him a chance to turn and to back him up into the box. No chance. No chance, mate. Being super aggressive, front foot. You need that. You need that. But he has to also learn the ball because the people will target him. They will target him and also they'll try to bop the ball around him. Once teams, when you're young, fullback, when they notice that your weaknesses, teams will absolutely do everything to exploit that. They will find a way to exploit you. So you need to tighten up in every aspect of your game. Your judgment of space. We'll say that, Jarvis. Football is about a game of space. You try to, when you got on the ball, you try to create more space and more space to exploit there than the other team, with overloading and overlapping, When you're in the defensive role, off the ball, you need to cover the spaces. You cannot be exposed with wide open spaces, and that is important. Yeah, but the way people,
you're right. You're right. I agree.
We got a new set piece specialist, Andreas, mate. You know what I mean? Southampton were the worst in that league in the Championship. Turned them into the 5th best goal scorers from set pieces. They had the smallest team, and defensively, he made them number 1. That is incredible. So we'll see.
Yeah, I think the biggest problem with our set pieces is we don't have any good crossers on the ball. We use Bruno and Luke Shaw a lot, sometimes Ericsson, but we don't have people who have a good serve in a way. I would like us to sign a really good set piece specialist, one who can actually serve the ball in a great way. Don't you think we lack that? It's a little bit too off with Bruno and Luke Shaw.
Listen, we don't play with many deliverers. We don't play with many deliverers. Yeah, we don't. We don't play with many deliverers on the football pitch.
Back in the days, we were used to David Beckham all the time. He was so precise all the time, but we don't have people like that anymore.
Yeah. Listen, I'm not gonna lie to you. I just hope that you don't get accused of doing something that you've not done, and then you're off with your head. I don't believe in prisons, man. Bun the system, man. Bun Babylon, man. I don't believe in it. Yeah, Rance, yeah, sure, as the pace, but that's what to me, it's lazy though. That's lazy. If you play Saturday, Sunday league, trust me, you're getting fined. If you're getting fined, you are getting fined. I promise you. In Saturday league was played. If you're being lazy, get off the pitch, man. Get off the pitch. If you can't do that, get off the pitch, man. What are you doing? All the other players are going, what are you doing? Especially if you got the pace. No, man, he's lazy. And we see what happens when we all know what happens when it comes against a competent winger. What does he do? Shaw runs back in the box when he comes against someone like Saka. When they turn on him, he starts shitting his pants. Nah, man, not here for this. But anyway, people, man, it's been great. We don't have the funds for that, man. Yeah, definitely. Mason Greenwood and Reece Lester linking up the Jamaican Iniesta post. Yo, big up, man. Yo, man, if Jamaica get Greenwood, oh my gosh, they're qualified for the World Cup, man. I'm telling you now, he's gonna get away with it. Trust me, he's gonna take them there, man. If they get Reece Nelson as well, trust me, Jamaica gonna be a team to watch. Many people in prison because of the plant that never killed anyone. Exactly, man. Norway, some of the best prisons I've ever seen in my life is in Norway, man. It was like a farm, you know what I mean? Like a farm. Farm.
It's open prisons. There's no fence around it. Nothing. It's almost like the prisoners just come and go.
It's a farm, people. Yeah.
Wow.
Because they don't believe in punishing. They believe in rehabilitating.
True.
People, man. Yeah. But anyway, big up. Put the dog on the stand beside Shaw. When he gets forward, stand behind him. So when he gets to, he just soon sprint back. This is it. That hot dog FC, hot dog Luke Shaw, mate. Marcus Rashford, Luke Shaw, both 10th season. People are telling me we'll be cooking with the Android 17 starving every game. Yeah. Yo, we'll take it, mate. Jamaica, mate. Jamaica in the World Cup, man, 1998. Yo, big up Jamaica, man. Yeah, man, the defense, they've got attacking players in it. They're going to defense. But you watch, man. You watch. McLaren will be coming back with some shades and, you know what I mean, going, what go on? Big up, though. He's a good coach, to be fair. He's a good coach, McLaren. But, yeah. I just think they need to change the other coaches that have been here since Mourinho.
Yeah, but we do have a new goalkeeper coach, a new set-piece coach now, Van Nistelrooy. We have a lot of people coming in. So things are going in the right direction, at least. Yeah,
yeah. I think we need to bring back Ronnie Morgenstein to do one-to-one coaching, me personally. Improving players. I think we need to do that, but that's just me. He's still a brilliant coach, man. But Jarvis, big up to you. Big up to Tom as well. Big up to Saeed, mate. Jarvis Cocker Bowley 77. Never gonna give, never gonna give, never gonna give, never gonna give you up. There you go, mate. Reggae McLaren, mate. Reggae McLaren. There you go. Big up. We need coaches for every position, 100%. They do that in American sports, innit? They've got coaches for every different positions, man. Yeah. Big up, man, like Stephen Kramer's in right at the end of it. Love always, man. Up the Celtic. Up the Celtic. Eh? Up the Celtic. Up the Scottish, mate. Up the Scottish. Especially the Celtic, man. Big up. Big up to you, Stephen Kramer. But yeah, Jarvis Cocker, Bowley 77.
Yeah.
Jarvis Corner, Man UFC Realist TV. Make sure you check that out Monday night, 9 o'clock. With me and Jarvis, hopefully, going to be doing a tactical show together. Hopefully, keep a lookout for that in the new season, people. We're gonna get the things out, man. We're gonna be the
tactical board with the dots.
Trust me, it's
Connecting
coming out.
the dots.
We need to get that. Can we get a virtual one? Do you think we can get a virtual tactical board? Jarvis?
Yeah.
Both move. We can share it and we can both move players. Let's do that, man. And we're going to be doing that because we're going to be analysing the games. We're going to be looking at the tactics as well. We'll give the match reaction, but maybe the day after or whatever, we'll do the tactical. Some of the games, things that we see, we both notice when I go to the game, when Jarvis is watching, when we watch on TV. So we're going to be doing that because to me, I'm sick of this, 3-6-1, man. I'm sick of it. Manchester United need to play a double pivot. We need to play more compact, whether we are in the middle, whether we are playing low block, whether we're playing high press. We have to go together as a team. 10 players have to be in team and play with chemistry. That's what we need to do.
Yeah, that's the thing, chemistry. You have to have the right tempo. We need a maestro, or Kobe Mainu needs to take more charge of the tempo of the game.
Will there be a show for the preseason game? What time is the game on, Jarvis? Have a look just quickly. What time is that game on Liverpool, Manchester United? Let me have a look.
Let's see. 4th of August. So 2 days or 3 days.
And it's going to be it's 12:30. Is that what it is? 12:30.
Sunday. Yeah, 12:30.
12:30 UK time.
Yeah.
Yeah, well,
AM.
So AM. So like at midnight. So 12:30. Yeah.
Yeah. It will be a late one.
Yeah, windy. I might go to Saeed's and do a watch along with him. But yeah, well, it's only a preseason, really. We can't really, it's a preseason. We're not going to be doing a match build up to that, but we'll be on Saeed TV. I'll be doing a watch along with Saeed TV when he's jet lagged. Saeed's like 8 hours ahead, man. They're 8 hours ahead in LA, man. Saeed is honestly, he's spinning, man. He's on a different planet. You don't know what's going on. Big up, that's what it does to you, man. When you go and visit places where the 7 or 8 hours ahead, man, it really.
Yeah, and the worst thing is coming from the States and back to Europe, because then you wide awake at night. When you go the other way, you wake up early in the morning. So that's perfect.
Are you going to the US again this season, this summer, Jarvis?
No. Well, my only holiday plans are I'm going to Spain next week, Malaga.
With the lads? You going with the lads or with the family?
No, just with my kids. Just a summer holiday. Yeah.
How long are you going for?
No, just 1 week. Just 1 week.
Where are you going? Whereabouts in Spain?
Oh, Malaga.
Hey, he's having a bit of that Malaga. Make sure you check out. Never gonna give you up.
Yeah. It's a nice place. It's a nice
Malaga,
place.
baby, Malaga before the season.
And they
starts.
have great golf courses.
Wow, Jarvis is on the golf course, mate.
Mm-hmm.
Jarvis, have an amazing time, man. Next week, but yeah, if not, we catch you on here, man. Big up to you. We're gonna be, they'll be in South Carolina, yeah. So South Carolina. I got a couple of friends who are making their way there as we speak. Jet lag doesn't affect me, that, to be fair, when I was always coming back from the Caribbean. Yeah, to be fair, yeah. But I think if the place you're going is 8 hours ahead, then yeah, it's mad. It's mad. Nura, you have kids? No kids. Well, I've got kids in it, but everybody's kids in it. Everybody's kids are my kids. You know what I mean? That's how it is. But big up to everybody though. Love and light, people. Just look after yourselves. There might be little Nuruddin somewhere. You know what I mean? I don't know. You know what I mean? A couple of countries, people. Couple of countries. There might be mini-me's that are running around. You know what I mean? Not that I know of. That's how I should answer that question. Not that I know of. Yeah. Yeah, man. Big up. I'll check it out, man. I'll definitely check it out. This girl with a good site.
Yeah, it's a good site. Yeah.
Yeah. Big up.
Everything.
Yeah. Big up. And big up to Chief Editor. Big up to everybody. Love and light. Please look after yourselves, and we'll see you in the next one, man. Can you send that to me on Twitter, please, Jarvis? That
yeah.
Yo, Khalees, can you send that website to me on Twitter?
I'll send it to you.
Yeah. Big up. Yeah, man. Like I said, before we go, man, win, lose or draw. Glazers out. Jim the Rat and INEOS, stop spinning us. Sort it out. We don't want you to panic after we get slammed by 2 games in the season. Go and get the business just done. I think we need 2 centre halves. Me personally, now that YORO is injured, and I maybe Fish and another centre half. So maybe giving a Fish a chance. Yeah, I do agree with you. Maybe we definitely need the late Jarvis. It's only 42 million. What are we waiting for? It's mad, isn't it? 42 million pounds for delay.
Are you sold on the Ligt? Personally, I'm a little bit skeptic because of his injury record. And I think he's a little bit slow. He's not fast enough for me. Yeah, it reminds me a little bit how he turns, like Harry Maguire. He's not going to get that ultra high pace.
But to be fair, he's far more aggressive than Harry Maguire, isn't he?
Yeah, but for me, I just think he looks a little bit heavy.
Okay, that's interesting. So would you? I would go for that in Inacio then. You know, Inacio, Sporting Lisbon guy.
Inacio. Yeah, he looks incredible.
Yeah, maybe I would go for him then. Yeah, but big up to everybody. We'll see you hopefully for maybe we'll do a match reaction for the Liverpool game. That'll be the end of the tour, innit? So maybe we'll do a roundup tour, looking at if we've seen anything tactically, me and Jarvis, and we'll catch up before he goes on holiday. But big up to everybody. Please smash a like I said. Make sure you check out Tom Journalist 1 on Twitter. Jarvis is Bowley77. Saeed TV across all social media. Make sure you check out Rants as well. Rants and Saeed are a couple of thousand away from 100K. So let's get them there. Wow. Independent YouTubers. They're only doing it independent. Trust me, they're doing it independent, man. So make sure you get them there. And then, check out Jarvis on Jarvis Corner on Mondays, Man UFC Realist TV, and you find him here on United Real Therapy. But big up to everybody. Love and light. Catch you on the next one. Free fucking Palestine. Stop the fucking G side. Free the people in the Congo. Free the people in Sudan. Free anybody who's ever oppressed. In the Ogaden region, in the Tigray region. Stop the oppression. Fuck the racism. Neo-fascists in this country. If you're that big and hard enough, come to Manchester, come to South Central Manny then. Go to places like go to South London, go to East London, go to West London if you're hard enough, because you know you'll be run out of here. Other than picking on individuals, I'm picking on people, picking on the most vulnerable people, yeah, because you know you've been screwed and bent over by the people in the elites and the rich in this country. The wealth that been taken out, right, of all the cuts that they made to all the social services, and then you're blaming people who look like me and people who are Muslim, Muslims like us, and then you're blaming people who have just recently arrived in this country. Have a word with yourself, you absolute shameless fascist. We'll be out on the streets, mate. That's how you defeat fascism. On the street. That's how you defeat it. If you're hard enough, you know where we are, man. Stop bullying people. Stop bullying mosques in that where predominantly there's not massive groups of people from different parts of the world. Stop that BS. Fuck Tony Robinson. Fuck all your little neo-fascists. Fuck all you fucking flag shaggers. Fuck you. Peace, love is light. Love is the answer. But if you're about that life, we can be about that life as well. Trust me on this one. Take care, everybody. Always with the oppressed. Never with the oppressor people. Remember that. No bootlickers. No bootlickers. Fuck prisons, man. Fuck the system. Good night. Nice one, Jarvis.